the music volume and the microphone volume. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a little new here. It's me. I'm the artist. I'm usually behind the scenes doing art. But this time we're gonna try to do like an art stream. So, trying to figure everything out. It's a very interesting setup here with my computer through the capture card that's usually for the Switch so that I can do art. Look, we figured it out. We made it work. So I'm gonna be working a little bit on the cover art for our next book. So normally we only show the cover art to everybody when the book is done and ready for release, but we thought we would mix it up a little bit this time, and I would work on some cover art on stream. Yeah, this is a little preview of our book. Tentatively, ooh, should I share the name? Which volume? My volume or the music? I can turn the music up a little bit. And me. I'm also just talking quiet. I'm not a loud person. It feels weird shouting into a void on my own. I don't know how you guys do this. I'm not the normal streamer. I'm figuring it out. Anyway, yes. This is our next book. I will let my fellow company members in chat help me figure out how much I should share about this. But yeah, basically I'm gonna be doing a little bit of art on this figure here. I've been working on the plants and such over here. You can see I kind of rough sketched them in. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. I don't know how good I'm gonna be about being able to talk and draw at the same time. This is a new experience. But I hope I can at least be somewhat entertaining, right? So yeah. I was in the middle of drawing, so I wanted to change these plants that are all around this figure to be more specific and meaningful plants. Since before I had just kind of had some generic leaves. So right now what I'm working on is this like grapevine. And I'm already figuring out that the logistics of this desk are not quite right for me as I try to go draw. It's back. Hello, microphone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bumping the microphone. Ooh, yeah. I chose a grapevine here for this figure, because I searched up this whole big long list of, like, plants which are symbols of fertility, and grapes were on that list, which I didn't really, I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're kind of, you know, they've got that kind of, like, Bacchanalian vibe to them, right? They're, like, they make wine, and wine's pretty cool. That definitely aligns with this figure as she is depicted on our cover. So I thought that was fun, but I'm not really sure what to do for the rest of these plants. I was thinking of adding maybe like a strawberry plants around her. Since I wanted to get some little pops of color in here. But yeah. Mainly just wanted to give this little grapevine a little bit more attention, since it doesn't need to be quite as well lit as this one, since this one's kind of catching this light that's coming down through these trees. But I wanted to have be a little bit brighter. I just want to blend it in where it is kind of meeting the, like... So I spent a long time Googling grapes. You know, as part of an artist's work, you Google some weird and specific things, for reference. And I spent a while Googling grapes, because I was like, well, how do these vines work? And the answer is, like... Grapevines kind of do whatever they want, and the domesticated grapes look nothing like wild grapes, and so there are no rules. Which I suppose makes them slightly easier to draw, right? Because I don't have to worry about, you know, being too accurate, because they can grow any which way. I think wine is an aphrodisiac, or at least some cultures believe that, which is also quite befitting, because, as you may have guessed from the sort of position of this figure, she is a fertility goddess. She's a goddess of, like, having a good time. That makes sense. Drawing these leaves the first time was pretty challenging, because, grape leaves don't really, like... They're very chaotically arranged. They grow in pairs off the vine, but because the vine snakes around every which way, they grow in very, very, like, arbitrary seeming directions. And they've got this very interesting tattered shape that I was trying to imply here, without, you know, spending too much time on each leaf. So when I initially sketched them in, I kind of gave them this, like, I don't know, that kind of made them look a little bit like poison ivy, I suppose. Kind of 3 leaves. Not quite that shape, they're a little bit more rounded. But worked well enough. I don't want to spend my, fellow company members are always kind of giving me a hard time because they say I spend a lot of time on random little details, and this is true. I am guilty as charged. I do spend a lot of time on random little details. And so, I am trying not to be overly detailed on these little, like, side plants. Just want to draw them catching some light. So they add some visual interest. And then I'll need to figure out what I want to move on to. Yeah. I want to add a little bit more shadows in so it matches like this leaf over here. Hello, Allison. I'm glad I went and I found the Chill Hop playlist, because I am indeed just about as bad as talking over drawing as I was afraid I would be. So I hope at least the drawing is entertaining, because I am not going to be able to narrate this entire time. I'm simply not very good at that. It's funny, because I was always good at, like, drawing while, like, listening to a podcast. Or, like, listening to music, or, like, listening to a conversation. But doing the actual talking yourself, I think, uses a pretty different part of your brain. So unfortunately, I'm not as good as at that part. I used to have this strange sensation of I'd listen to, like, my audiobooks for, like, English class in high school or, like, college while I was doing art, and then I'd have, like, these weird conflated memories of, like, my memory of, like, the book and the piece of art would, like, get entwined. And so forever, like, the book, like, 1,000 Splendid Suns, is related to this random alien I was drawing at the time of listening to it in my mind, and that's, you know, I'd like to think that's a pretty unique set of experiences, you know? That's probably not what most people think of. I'm thinking of that book. Let's see. Oh, I put this cute little curly Q at the end of this grapevine, because grapes have that tendency, right, to like, I don't know if there's like a specific botanical term for this. This would be what I would want Gabe in chat for. But they form those little like corkscrews, right? They like have these little like curly edges because they're like latching on to the vines are looking for stuff to like latch on and grow along. I don't know if there's a word for that. But it gives them these like funny little curly cues. And I think they're kind of cute. Trying to, without fiddling with this too much, kind of get the sense of like sun shining through these leaves. And generally when the sun does that, it kind of renders the leaf all one very kind of bright color because leaves are so thin. It just kind of refract the light. But I can't figure out what this leaf should be colored because it's kind of not the angle the sun is shining. Maybe I'll just make it dark. How many times can I recolor this one leaf? I know, thank you guys for turning out. I really appreciate you guys being here and chilling. I know this is not the usual sort of high-octane fare of a Patrick stream, and certainly it's not as conversational as a Tori stream, but I like that. I like that leaf color. I don't have nearly as many interesting life stories and observations and hot takes as Tori has, so I'm afraid I'm a little behind on that count. Alright, do we think that's good for that little vine? I don't want to futz with this one leaf so bad. It's the... Futzing is the art killer. Can I hide Shrek in this plant? Or in this piece of art anywhere? It might be a little... I mean, it is green. Anywhere. Well, I've got a lot of, like, background greenery here. We could probably fit a Shrek in here somewhere. Alright. It's important to zoom out and look at what you've done and ask yourself, do I need to keep fiddling with this? And answer yes every time. I want this leaf to be brighter so it doesn't fade into the background as much. And I want it to be a slightly different shape. Oh god, who made my eraser so tiny? Who could have done this to me? It was me. I don't know what I was erasing, but it was definitely me. Yeah, they're kind of shaped like that. It's more complicated than that, but they're kind of shaped like that. And I think I just want the very edge of this leaf to kind of be getting caught by the sunlight. Oh. I love having both the soothing sounds of Chill Hop and Tristan's 3D printer making sci-fi noises behind me. how loud it was from the streaming closet. Wee, wee, wee. It's probably not being picked up at all by the mic, but I'm enjoying it. Some of like that color. And then I can... Wait, that is that color. That's fun. Okay. I can be content with this. Yes. No robot noises for you guys. And I will not mimic them anymore. I will spare you that. Alright, I think it's time to color in some of the second cluster of grapes itself as soon as I'm done futzing. Which is never. Fooled you. Yeah, okay. And we remember, friends. We remember to save often. Ooh, Tristan asks, would it be too unscientific to put both flowers and fruit on the same vine? So, I was actually gonna do that for some of the other, like, plants. Because grape flowers look really weird. I actually looked them up as part of, like, preparing for this. But, yeah, they look really strange. They don't look recognizably like flowers. They're really tiny and they're kind of arranged in the same, like, branching structure as the grapes themselves are. So that's, you know... they don't quite look... Yeah, they don't quite look as much like flowers as I'd like them to look to, like, feature them. But, I was thinking for some of the other plants, since I want to sort of portray this nature goddess as, like, full of, like, abundant and, like, quickly growing life. Like, you know, maybe she's causing all the, like, plants around her to bud and grow really rapidly. I was thinking that it might be appropriate for some of those other ones to show some flowers. Even though, yeah, you wouldn't normally get them at the same time. But hey, magic, nature. Alright, time to color some grapes. Yeah, I would love to have another flowering shrub. So right now I only have this, like, grass, right? But I'd love to add something, like, right... You can't see where my hand is. I'd love to have something right in here. You guys can't see that. Just tried to point at my screen. I'd love to have something, like, right in there, that is a different flowering shrub with some pops of color. Again, I was thinking maybe strawberries or maybe something else. I'm open to suggestions. Adding sort of the shadows of the grapes first, and then we're gonna come in and add more of these grape midtones. Grape tones, if you will. we just want to make the grapes look nice and circular. We don't want them to look flat. And this grape is more in the shadow than this other one, so I'm going to be a little bit more sparing with my blue highlights. Only put them in a couple places. Just on maybe the topmost ones. Then I think I still need to have one more layer of shadows. Yeah, my darkest shadows. Now, I do think I want to add just a little bit more of the blue in this one, because purple grapes are a little bit more blue than I, at least, would have thought they were if you had asked me on the street 3 weeks ago, and I would have been like, what? But they are, they have these, like, blue tones in them. I do want to grab just some of those blue tones. Maybe not that many. Ideally, I would be working with a reference image right in front of me, but I was too lazy to pull one up before the stream, so we're just visualizing a grape right now, you know? We're just thinking grape thoughts. Yeah, I guess, like, people don't really, like, pull you off the street and ask you questions very much here in Philly. Like, I really think of that as being more of a New York thing. I feel like it happens all the time in New York, and it doesn't happen at all here in Philly. Maybe they're afraid that the city of brotherly love would attack them if they pulled people off the street randomly and asked them questions. We do have a ferocious reputation here. Oh yeah, and LA, you're right. I didn't even think of LA. Which is silly, because, you know, it's only the other metropolis, you know? Alright, I think these grapes are looking pretty good. I want to make these ones at the bottom feel like they're a little bit more in shadow than the ones towards the top. Not quite as well illuminated. And I need to get these two looking. This one should look a little bit more like this one, and I think that's again the blues. Need to get more blues in here. Blue. There you are, blue. Tori, what could go wrong with you asking random strangers questions? You've never had strange interactions with the public in Philly. There we go, blue. want a little bit more of this light mid-tone. Alright, I think we're looking pretty grapey over here. That's nothing, but I said it anyway. Grape-tacular. Grape-alicious. Yeah, still nothing. Yeah, vector art and, yeah, the art that you were doing in Illustrator does really have only the most passing resemblance. Like, just the way you make shapes is so different. I do a lot of, like, very, very fiddly shading work because I like it. Right, so that's our second grape. We've got two little grapevines wrapping around her arms here. I like how this one looks like it's in shadow more than this one because the sun light is again coming down. I keep pointing at the screen and I keep forgetting that you guys can't see that at all. This sunbeam, I want, you know, it to look like it's catching stuff more than others. Oh gosh, I've done the thing where I tilted it. I hate that I can do that. If I could figure out how to disable one thing in Photoshop, it would be that. I know how this chair works. Oh yeah, we've got... Oh yeah, I did promise you guys a little tiny Shrek. Hold on, hold on. Right here, right in the plants layer. That's how we roll. At least my layers have names. Look. Sometimes they don't. Alright, alright. Let's put in... Yeah, what happens if I unhide this layer? Yeah, okay. Little tiny Shrek. Little tiny Shrek. Let's see. Gotta turn my opacity up for this. They'll never know. Oop. There he is. Little tiny Shrek. You guys are gonna get me to hide so many random things in this art. That's what this art stream is actually gonna do. I'm gonna put a million little Amoguses in my art. And Shreks. Yes, this is the double cover art spread. So... I haven't really done very much with the other half, but this over here is the other half, and I'll be doing something to it eventually, you know? But this is the half we're working on right now. This is the part that looks done that I want you guys to see. Although one thing I should do genuinely is do a little bit better blending over here. Doo-doo-doo. And did y'all ever come up with another pitch for the foreground plants? A stream points are deep. Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking. I shouldn't just be giving this away. That's a good idea. I'll set that up before next one. Alright. So yeah, what plant should I do next? I think I should do a plant right in here. Right over here. Just gonna quickly actually pull up a reference over here. At least I'll try to. Just kidding, the mouse hates me. What does a strawberry plant look like? Who knows? That's not true. I do know. I'm growing one outside right now. So honestly, a little silly of me. They've also got very grape-looking leaves in that they're also kind of a pyracantha? What? You got poisoned by a pyracantha plant? Why were you just eating plants? You're not supposed to do that. You just saw red berries and went, yum yum yum. This can't possibly go wrong. How old were you? They're very, like, Christmassy looking. Oh, I think I also had these plants, like, somewhere where I was a kid. Age of Empires taught you every red fruit is gatherable? That's, I'm afraid that logic might be a little flawed. But it is funny. I still can't get the mouse to work. I think it died. It died on me. It doesn't like me anymore. I did check if the mouse was on, I promise. I did actually do that. I like mistletoe. I don't know what a watermelon plant looks like. Hold on. I imagine it's kind of low growing, like a pumpkin, because like there's no way you're suspending watermelons that far above the ground. Yeah, it's like a vine. It looks like a pumpkin. All right. That's called juxtaposition. That's just composition. Let's see. How many of these plants are on this layer? I know the grass is on its own layer. Yeah, okay. that's what I thought. We're gonna grab the eraser tool. We're gonna make it a lot bigger. I am going to make way for lamp. Okay, well I can only draw one plant at a time, so I've decided to go with watermelon for no reason other than the leaves look really interesting and hard to draw, so alright. They're really ruffly leaves. So let's just mock a few of those in here. Looks like they kind of stick up and they're kind of ruffly, so they're kind of like this. That's kind of what a watermelon leaf looks like. Kinda. Impressionistically. They were about that color. They're a little bit... They have some, like, depth to them, because of their wrinkliness makes them catch some shadows. I'm gonna grab some shadow color and I'm gonna give them some shadows. Kind of the central stem they've got running down them. Not really a stem so much it is like the middle part of the leaf. They're funny plants. Yeah. And then, what is a watermelon without a nice thick vine? That's definitely that's what you gotta draw the watermelon part on, right? The vines are kind of centrally located. The watermelon part just kind of sticks up off of them. Well, not up. That would be silly. But you know what I mean, like out. Highlights. Shadows. And now... That's a good watermelon color. Watermelon. How big should this watermelon be? I'm thinking like, you know, tactically positioned in front of the crotch watermelon. You know? Tactical watermelon. The name of my new indie band? And then I think I've covered up my vine. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna add my vine back. I'm going to make my brush slightly smaller. Because it was watermelon size. No, it does not need to be. Alright, there we go. Now, we add some shadows. Name of the VOD, Tactically Positioned Watermelon. And now, the thing about watermelons, right, is that they're striped. Like, everybody knows that about watermelons. It's not a watermelon if it's not stripey. So I think I would want to be like there for the watermelon stripes. And then we add some little stripies. I don't like that stripe. I'll come back to that stripey. There we go. Oh, I think there's enough room. Watermelon. Spotted watermelon should exist. Not a hot take I expected in this VOD, but I didn't really expect to be drawing a watermelon in this stream. It's not a VOD yet. That's the future. One day I'll be a VOD. Existential. Alright. Now I think the last step is I need to shade this watermelon. And why don't we add just a little bit of highlights? Because watermelon, they're kind of like shiny, right? They got like a little bit of something to them, right? Like, they're not just matte. I'm gonna make it a little bit more green. And we're gonna add a couple little shiny. Yep. Watermelon. Yeah, that looks like a watermelon. I'm gonna just real quick. Add some. And then, last step, we add a little bit of highlight on the vine it's coming from. Just a little bit. And on its leaves, maybe? Maybe there's a little bit more green. That's yellow. A little bit. Alright. Is that a watermelon? Have I watermeloned? I think that's something. Yeah. Oops, I've hit the wrong button. Yeah. Watermelon. Alright, so far we've got some grapes and a watermelon. I'm still thinking strawberries would be nice to add those little pops of color again. But I'm gonna have to re-find my strawberry reference. Aha, I turned the mouse off and on again enough times, and now the mouse works. Alright, so I am still thinking of adding some strawberries, and I'm thinking I will add them. I think over here, over by the little sheepy. Sheepy needs some friends. Oh wow. This chill hop has actual words in it. Interesting. Well, we're vibing. Yeah, I'd like to put the strawberry plant right here with this little clump of grass is, but I believe that clump of grass is more on the grass layer. So I may go in there and very, very carefully erase just a little bit of grass. Just a little. Grass. Look at all my named layers. Wait, wrong grass. There are too many grasses. I take that back. My layers are horribly named, and I have no idea what's going on. Grass detail! Haha! Not even a terrible name. Just want a little bit of it. I don't want to erase too much, because I don't want... Even that might have been too much. I like that grass texture. Just want a little bit so I got room to add some more plants. Alright, back to the plant layer. You'll notice, chat, if you are being extremely astute, that I have not renamed my layers when we renamed this goddess in question. That didn't quite happen yet, so forgive me. This is still her old name. Where's the plant layer? There it is. Ooh, a Venus flytrap. Interesting. So, my plan for the other side was not to have very many... Oh, Photoshop, go away. Not... I know how the brush tool works. Can you... Okay, there we go. I wasn't planning to have a ton of plants over here. I was planning to mostly show, like, some, like, wolves or lions or something over there with our other funny little guy. Doing, you know, wolf and lion things. I don't even know if I fully like that design of that other god yet. I may be redoing it more. Alright, so strawberries are kind of stemmy. They like stand up a little bit more than a watermelon, which kind of lays flat. And then the strawberries kind of hang off the sides. I'm gonna end up drawing the strawberry leaves and the leaves of the of the grapes very similarly because they're kind of, you know, if you squint, they're kind of similar. And the way I'm drawing these plants is definitely like you're squinting at them because I don't want to take, you know, 10 years on some plants. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, but they kind of like have a stem up that their leaves kind of come out from. I'm not happy with that. We try again. That's much better. That's much more strawberry-y. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta leaf in. You just gotta leaf for a little bit, you know? Like big clovers when I draw them like this. They are kind of like big clovers. And I want to catch a little bit of my deep green. And I want to use that for these ones that are in the shadow of her tummy. Because they're in shadow. That's how that works. And now technically, strawberry leaves have these little ruffles along the edge that I haven't been drawing in. They are like sharp, like ruffly. Although grape leaves also have those and I haven't been drawing them in, so maybe best to leave better, you know, leave that alone. There we go. That gives the impression of little edgy bits without me actually having to draw them all in. I don't want to draw an entire monkey. No. I just want a monkey because of Kevin. Alright, there we go. And they are... Strawberry plants do have these like very distinctive stems down the middle of them. I am gonna work on kind of implying those without drawing them all in. Ooh, too dark. Alright. Yeah. Strawberry leaves. We save. Whenever we zoom out and we're like, is this anything? That's also when we save. You know what I want to do? Because I have this sunlight coming in at this angle and it's like just on the edge of catching these strawberry plants. Is I'm going to be a little fancy and I'm going to try to make it look like just the edge of them. Catching some light. And then I'm gonna try to blend it in a little. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's anything, but I certainly tried it, so we can certainly say I tried it. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's anything. Well, that's what the undo button's for, chat. I think I like it, I just went a little too far. I think I want it more like to there. Like that. Yeah, maybe that's something. Because it's a highlight and I really want it to look like the sun is what's doing this, I add some very, very bright spots at the end. Actually, because I'm here and I'm futzing, because the sun is hitting it, it would do a little bit of like reflectiveness. Off of the other leaves. And you'd probably end up something more like that. Yeah. Something. Yeah, futz stream. That's me all the time. That's just what these art streams are gonna be. Unfortunately. Okay. So, now I'm gonna add some little, like, I really like the idea of doing both flowers and fruits in the same kind of go. So I'm gonna try to add some strawberry flowers now. Which apparently, I thought they were only white, but on the internet I'm seeing pink ones. I'm seeing red ones. So that's interesting. I think I'm gonna stick with white ones because I think they'll have nice contrast, but I didn't know they could be pink. I mean, the internet's also trying to sell me blue strawberries, which I didn't think was a thing either. That's fake. Strawberries be blue? Or are you lying to me, internet? Not sure. I think the flowers grow on these little individual stems. And they're gonna be a little bit whiter than this yellow. I love, one of my favorite strategies for art is to turn the opacity way down and the the flow down on my brush. I don't know if that's a Photoshop only thing. And just let the blocks do kind of the work for me. Look at those petals. Those are petals, not just little blobs. And then strawberry flowers are the ones with the funny little, like, middle parts. I don't know the technical term. Gabe, you're in chat. What's the middle part of the flower called? Resident botany expert. That's definitely what Gabe knows, and not, you know, his actual degree. Look, Justin, we've all got to start somewhere. And blobs are a great place to start. Flower. No, not the bud. So you know how plants, they have the parts that have the pollen in there? The yellow parts in the middle. I just don't know what they're called. Is that the stamen? That doesn't sound right. I don't know what they're called. I don't know. I forgot all my 9th grade biology facts, unfortunately. Which is probably when we learned the parts of a flower. Alright. Those look like flowers. I can enunciate those little petals a bit more. You can add some more detail to that. Ooh. Make them a little bigger. Strawberry flowers aren't super big, but they can be a little bigger. Plus, you know, nature goddess. She makes the flowers bigger. Etc. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I think those are identifiably maybe strawberry flowers. Ah. The pistil is the part of the flower where the pistil, but spelled with 2 eyes, the way that you'd think the word pistil would be spelled, is the part of the middle part where the pollen go. These are flower facts from Gabe. And so if he's wrong, get him. That's a joke. Do not get Gabe. He's too nice for that. Alright. And then the final step is to add some actual little strawberries in here. And the strawberries are kind of funny because they droop a lot more than the other parts of the flower. Because they heavy. And they're still on these little tiny stems. So I think I'm gonna draw them like maybe a couple here and here. And here. We'll get some strawberries. And the reason I was really excited about strawberries is I think the little pop of red will be nice. Because grapes and watermelons are all kind of cool colors, but a strawberry, that's strawberry colored. So, oops. I love when I pick out a perfect color and then I have the select tool selected, and so I instantly get rid of it. This happens frequently. This happens even when I'm not streaming. All the time. Constantly. That's too bright. How about that? Rob. Rob. Alright, I'm gonna go erase one more blade of grass. Because we're feeling finicky. And we're gonna remember where the grass layer is this time. Aha. Ta-da! Well, they're not edible, as you just proved. I'm not- I wanted to have, like, fruits in here, you know? Getting priority. Alright. Yeah, 3 little straws. That seems like a... I like blueberries, but someone painted them. It's a good suggestion. Alright. Once again, we don't actually want the selecting tool. Oh, we're still on the grass layer. I've made a horrible mistake. This is once again what the undo button is for. So we're drawing the right layers. I'm a professional. Alright, and now the most fun part of drawing strawberries. Lots of little dots. Ooh. Hard to make the dots small when your brush is large. Brush small. Apples is not a bad suggestion. I've already got a tree. Actually, yeah, chat. Let's talk about this tree for a sec. What should this tree be? Because I was originally gonna have it get, like, just be like a savanna-ish tree, but like maybe it should be something more flowery or fruiting, or I don't know. I am open to suggestions. About what kind of tree to make it. Yes, it definitely didn't start as an apple tree, so it would need to... You... a Pumbaa? Okay. So, actually, on that note, I was also... I keep getting distracted in the middle of these strawberries. So I was also going to draw something in this foreground, or in this opposite of foreground, background here, of some, like a settlement with some herd animals in it, and we could get some I guess non-wild domesticated boar or pigs or something in there. That we already have a sheep, so why not? That's not quite what I want for the beads. That's not either. Somewhere in between. Is that what I want? I'm consulting my reference. That's what why I'm looking over here. As I'm sure you guys have figured out. Ooh, an acacia tree? Okay, here's an actual embarrassing fact about me. I only know what acacia trees look like in Minecraft. I don't know what they look like normally. I feel like I should. I feel like I've, you know... I should probably not just know Minecraft things. Is that a strawberry? Yeah. I don't love how yellow that is. I think I should make them more just gray. I think that would look fine. But yeah, I might delete the little seeds. I don't know. They look... It doesn't match how low detail the rest of the other plant is. I'm gonna take them out. That didn't happen. Shh. You can't prove it. There were never seeds there. Alright. Well, I think that's the strawberries done. I kind of feel like I should put a second strawberry kind of like over here to like even out the color pops. Maybe not right now. Maybe that's a if I have time kind of thing. Alright. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Did I save? I haven't saved. Time to save. This chill hop playlist is so soothing that I keep like almost just like zoning out and vibing. Like I'm just drawing. And I forget that I need to talk. Alright, time for me to Google both a acacia, that's the word. Acacia. A word that doesn't entirely... Oh, they do have pretty yellow flowers. Or like white flowers? Seems like it depends on the type of acacia. That's cool. No, they had flowers. They are kind of the iconic savanna tree, aren't they? Which is nice because... Yay, Strawberry Expert! Strawberry Expert has looked at the... has deemed my strawberries worthy. Huzzah! Anyway, I was thinking, an acacia tree would be ideal because, like, you don't really have to draw the individual leaves or, like... They can kind of just be like a fuzzy mass, and that's great for artists. I love not having to draw leaves. Wait, so there's so many species of acacia. That's cool. Oh man, I don't know which species I should do. Oh. Oh, heck yeah. I always forget that about... Oh, thank you for the pinned message. I always forget that your dad grew up on a strawberry farm. That's like such a cool, fun fact. I just think that's neat. Alright, so should I skip working on flowers for a bit and should I just work on this tree? Because I have been neglecting this tree. Like, if you zoom in on this tree, like, it's messy. It's a little messy. Yeah, we can work on the tree for a little bit. Me trying to figure out which layer the tree is on. Oh. Tree is on a not very well named layer. Oh well. Yeah, so the tricky thing about what I did, because unfortunately this was all part of an initial sketch, and I did it a little bit dumb. Because I want to change the shape of this. Maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe. Maybe I can be smart about this. And I can simply add another branch that goes where I want it to go. So let's just say that instead of coming this way, maybe we'll just make this branch fork off a little sooner. Or a little... yeah. Let's just have it do like a... Again, because the art is... I was a little dumb, and this branch is on the same layer as this like beam of sunshine. I am regretting that a little bit. But hey. Oh, buddy's nerfed. As we all say. See, all I need to do to fix my mistakes, I think. Grab this color. And a very, very opaque brush. And a very, very large brush. And we just go like this. It's like nothing ever happened. Perfect. And I want to keep refining these branch shapes. That's the... oops. That's not an eraser. The thing about these acacia trees is that they've got these like very like fall foliage that doesn't begin until kind of late. So you can really emphasize the form of the tree. You know, we can add little, like, I can take the tree in here, and I can add another one of those, like, fun little branches. Whoops, too opaque, too opaque. I would add another one of those. Or these. Or those. I think I like this best. I think I like another kind of parallel branch. Maybe not exactly parallel. We give it a... oops. Slightly different slope, right? Right, that's a little awkward. We can clean that up a little bit, right? what I meant to do. We are just trying to make that look a little bit more seamless. Little sunbeam. Ah, heck yeah, strawberry jam. Alright, and now I get to clean up my prior mistakes from a long time ago. And smooth out this, because I was drawing it using, I don't know, probably like a pastel brush. For reasons unknown to me. Alright, that's a pretty iconic acacia looking silhouette, but I think we can even add one more little branch. Like that, maybe? I don't know, they do some funky stuff sometimes. They kind of like, they don't usually bend out at quite that much of an angle, but they do like that. Like, nah, that's too far. Sometimes they will turn quite steeply upward, like this one, this branch does, where it really takes like a little elbow bend. Alright, now I have a lot of leaves to mess with. And this is actually a time when having this kind of textured brush would not be a terrible thing. Because the leaves of this tree are quite textured. So, usually find a really textury brush. You just kind of go for it. You know? Alright. So the understory I have pretty good. I have these like deep green leaves. Basically everywhere, and that's like my base color. And I want to make it look like the sun is kind of shining through these leaves. Which is always kind of an interesting effect to try to get. This is a kind of wispy tree, so I'm adding a few little wispies. Letting the texture brush do kind of a lot of the work of these like thin leaves. I think I went a little too far with that wispy. There we go. They're very feathery, these leaves. And then the upper story is a little bit yellower of a green than what I have it as here. It's a little bit more like this. This kind of looks like nothing right now, but I promise we'll get to something. I think I need a little bit more of a mid-tone green. I think this is a good sort of layery green. for building up kind of the sort of middle story of the tree. Like, you know, the sun aren't hitting these leaves, like, directly, but they're kind of getting... sun's kind of getting bounced around to them inside the canopy. I don't know. That seems legit. The thing about trees that I always forget, and that always makes them just a little extra hard to paint, is that when you're drawing them on a, you know, two-dimensional piece of paper or a screen, in this case, always easy to forget that, like, there's part of the tree that's coming out towards you. It's gonna have different stuff going on, as it's literally extending towards your perspective of the camera. Oh yeah, this is where the title's supposed to go, so I can't add too much detail. Oops. Undo. Forget that. Nothing happened here. I must leave this part fairly shadowy and blank. I forgot about that. Clearly. Yeah, well, no title. No spot for a title on our book. I actually have, I think, some temp text. I don't know if this is the... oh gosh, do I? Well, that's the sketch layer. That's the text layer. That's where I thought the text would be going. Spoilers for the next book title. Bum bum bum. I mean, a sneak peek. Spoilers. I don't know if that, you know, it is kind of our work in place title, but I suppose you're right in that it may not even be our full eventual title, so maybe not even spoilers? Sorry to disappoint. As I'm sure you've probably already guessed, it is definitely a book about nature. I like the idea of spending the extra work to blur it out in the VOD. That's pretty funny. I think that's interfering too much with my titles, but oh no, it's not. I have more room to play with than I thought. I want this part to look nice and colorful, because this is where the sun is shining through. Secret. Oh, still tactfully placed watermelon is the best line from this VOD. Well, I'm glad I gave you that. I'm glad. What is the purpose of art if not for tactically placed watermelons? Alright, so we've gotten kind of an upper story. And now, because the flowers themselves are so yellow and they come in as little tufties. I guess I'm making the yellow looking ones because that's the reference art I have pulled up. The last layer of highlight that I'm gonna add. Well, I think I'm gonna add a brighter layer too. I want to add some of these like yellow flowery tufties. I'm sorry, I didn't look at magnolia flowers. That sounded hard. I could add a little magnolia bush, because I still need like some bush-like flowers to fill in the space there. Can I offer you a conciliatory bush? I guess I can't say that. I wonder if I'm gonna look at all this tomorrow and be like, this looks bad. Always the thing with art. Sometimes you look back and you're like, what was I thinking? That was crazy. We are adding a last layer of highlight, like where the sun is really, really bright. Right at the tips of leaves. You know, brighten things up a little. Make the sun feel there. That is my initial attempt at a acacia tree with room for text. And I think I would add more highlights in the middle, but I'm trying to save room for this text, and I think I've saved enough. I think it doesn't look too weird. I could add more little stringlies underneath. By that I mean small twiggy branches that I'm seeing on the kind of understory of this. First we say... I'm content with this for right now. Oh gosh, I'm still on the textured brush. I don't think I want to be for the bark. I'm gonna go back to my normal same old brush. My very untextured, unexciting, round 60 brush. Just cause I want it to be smooth. And even then, sometimes it's not very. And again, right now I'm just trying to add a couple more interesting, like this tree has a lot of, like, interesting shapes in its understory where they, like, old branches died and stuff. Ooh. That's what I get for not cleaning my screen. Sometimes the brush, sometimes the pen tip will hit something and freak out like it did just right there, look. Huh, that was weird. Just trying to make the tree feel a little bit more like a living tree, and less like some lines I drew. You know. Sometimes it's just lines, you know? Yay, dinner! Not that I'm not enjoying company with you all, but I'm hungry. Alright, and I think I have once more messed up my sunbeam, so once more we try to fix it. Ooh, bumping the microphone again. I'm going to save again. And then we can look back at all the progress we made. I think we made a decent amount of progress. That's where we were. And that's where we got to. So we finished that vine. We added a watermelon. We added some strawberries. I think we're going to add some more strawberries. Just to add some more pops of color. I want to get some more leaves kind of covering this area. So maybe one more like bush or plant. We got some more color up here. We'll see how we feel about that. I might think it's too much if I look at it tomorrow, but I like it right now. And then next time, if I look back and I don't want to futz with this for a million more years, after we add just a little bit more detail over here, I think it's gonna be time to start thinking about, this area and adding some detail here. I think I want to add, like, some, like, houses or huts and some, like, a shepherd maybe with a flock of other sheep or maybe piggies or... I'm open to suggestion. Kind of wanted to draw, like, a... yeah, some kind of, like, settlement with, like, a garden or a pasture kind of out there. Yeah, and then it'll be kind of... I mean, then we'll be honestly pretty close to done. This piece had a lot in it already when I started, because I had been working on this figure for quite some time prior. I do want to add more flowers and flowers in her hair, so maybe we can come back and add just more flowers everywhere. But yeah, I'm really happy with this progress. I think we filled in a lot of the blank spaces, and of course added a tactical watermelon and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you all for your suggestions and for hanging out with me while I drew. I really appreciate it. And we have products that are out already. This one is not. This is a little sneak peek. But you can see the stuff we've already done, and little taste of the stuff that's to come. And somebody already did the end command for me. Oh, that's so sweet. I did in fact remember that I had to do it, but very nice of you to do it for me, especially because the mouse has stopped working again. So I'm gonna try to end the stream. Maybe. Maybe I will end the stream. There we go, we got a mouse. Alright, it was very lovely chatting with you all. Thank you so much.